again, we've talked about numerous things. We've talked about ways to prevent fires. And let me go on record to say that is what we want to do. We want to make sure that these fires never happen in the home to begin with. That is our first and foremost goal. If they do, though, we still have to think about that, and we want people to prevent those fires. But if it ever happens, we still want them to know what to do. Smoke alarms. People need to know that the fire's there in the first place. If they're asleep, you've got to have that smoke alarm. And of course, you've got several smoke alarms here to talk about.
Lots of different kinds of smoke alarms. People ask, well, what's the best kind? Well, the best kind of smoke alarm is one that's working. That you can get them at the big box stores for $5. You can get more high-tech models. There's kinds that will talk to you. They will flash lights at you. They actually make smoke alarms now where a parent can record their own voice into that smoke alarm, talking to that child, calling that child by name, so that they do wake up quicker. But if it's not working, it doesn't matter what kind it is. There's different ways that they can be powered. Sometimes, again, the cheaper smoke alarms are off of that 9-volt battery. That battery needs to be replaced every 6 months. Some smoke alarms run off of a 10-year lithium battery. It doesn't need to be replaced, except, of course, it does need to be tested every month. All smoke alarms need to be replaced at the end of 10 years. Check the smoke alarm at least once a month. Press that button. That's all you got to do to let you know that it is working. I just came from a school, and that was their assignment for last time. Many children. There were several children whose smoke alarms were not working, and they are working now. And that's what the batteries were dead. We get busy. We don't think about it. We think it's going to chirp at us. That doesn't always happen, or we might miss that. So making sure that working smoke alarm is outside of the sleeping areas. If you have a 2-story home, you want one on each level of the home, but making sure that the people in the home can hear it, that meet the needs of the people in the home. There may be people that do have hearing impairments. We got smoke alarms for that. Children, again, parents can record that voice or make sure that they can hear that smoke alarm. Putting one in each room of the home or each bedroom is not a bad thing if people sleep with their bedroom doors closed, if that's a possibility for you. Can't stress enough the importance of smoke alarms. We know that fires are going to occur. Mm-hmm. We can try really hard to prevent them, but they are going to occur. And that smoke alarm it can certainly save the life of you and your family if that fire does occur.
Smoke alarms are huge. Again, you need to know the fire's there in the first place. Once the smoke alarm goes off, the family knows that there's a fire. They know there's smoke or flame in the house. What then? I know it's huge, and it's a state law that that children have fire drills at school. But again, we spend more times at our homes. Our kids as prepared at home as they are at their school. There's something else after that smoke alarm that you need to do as a family.
Exactly. Since 80% of all fires happen in the home, it's just as important to have fire drills in the home as it is to have them at school. And kids will tell you that. They get the math. They understand that part. It's as simple as drawing a floor plan to your home, designing those 2 ways out of every room, especially those sleeping areas, and then designating a meeting place outside so that, a lot of times they say, oh, we'll go to the neighbor's house, but what if the neighbors aren't home? Or what if there's more than one neighbor? You need to have that meeting place so that people meet there. You know that everyone is out of the home, so no one goes back inside needlessly. If you have a 2-story home, when we're talking about 2 ways out, that may mean that you need to get a home escape ladder. They have ladders that are specifically designed for home escape in the case of a fire, hangs from the windowsill. Again, with young children, you need to make sure you plan. Parents need to plan for these things, making sure that they know what they are going to do to assist those children. It doesn't just happen by chance. We don't want to leave anything to chance. We want to make sure that people know what to do. So having that home escape plan and then having that fire drill, the neighbors may think that you're crazy, but get them involved in it as well. Tell them what you're doing. It's for everybody's safety that you practice that plan so that everybody does know what to do.
You bring up a good point as far as getting the neighbors involved. again, hopefully, this thing will spread. If you live in a neighborhood and people see you doing that, let it spread like wildfire, no pun intended. But to again, carry out that fire safety message, and again, this is the whole thought around this program. We have talked about several different topics today, so I want to take time just to recap for a second and make sure we hit some of the high points of each topic we talked about. Space heaters, whether they're kerosene or electric, you need to remember that 3-foot rule. Fireplaces and wood-burning stoves, again, they need to be cleaned and they need to be looked at by a professional, not the self-cleaning logs. If you have a furnace, have that thing checked out, again, by a technician. Don't do repairs to it yourself. Working smoke alarms and carbon monoxide alarms, make sure you have them, make sure they work, make sure you change the batteries in those. And the last thing, probably the most important thing, is that home escape plan. We want the families to know how to get out of a house in case it was to ever catch on fire. Hopefully the things you've heard today will prevent those fires from ever happening. But in case we don't, in case you do have a fire, know how to get out, have that meeting place, and we want you to stay safe.